Here is a very interesting letter or an email from a person, I think in Punjab, I am not very sure. And he has interesting things to say. That's why I am taking this up, and I am obviously not going to name him. But let us, for useful purposes, call him Ram, right? So Ram starts like this. He says, first of all, thanks for spending all your time and intent to spread knowledge and help across to build the skill and to manage and grow their finances in a society which are deprived of basic financial education. Full stop, Ram. But please understand, I am not here to substitute your advisor. You need an advisor because without an advisor you can get all over the place and you can get messy. I have seen some behavioral biases in your letter. So I will stick to saying that I can give very broad gyan. I can say invest in equities, but I can't come and build your portfolio. So you need two types of gyan, one at the macro level and one at the micro level. I am giving you at the macro level at best. I can tell you, I think the stocks which are for manufacturing of automobile fall on Monday. It does not mean anything because you don't know when I am recording this, when I am playing this, what I am doing. So specifically you need an advisor, because trying to do a portfolio without an advisor, you will get biased. But finding a good advisor is not easy, and today, thanks to the fact that you can look at online advisors, etc., I would suggest that you look for online advisors nationally, if not internationally. So here is my brief profile. I am 35 years male. I am self-employed and I am kind of a serial entrepreneur. I have sold many businesses in the past. I do a business for about 2-3 years, and then when the competition comes, I drop off because somebody is willing to buy me off. I make good money doing that. And my parents are 75 years of age. Father is a farmer and mother is a housewife, and they live in the village. I have deposited a corpus of approximately 50 lakhs in bank deposits, etc., which include senior citizen schemes, and I am assuming Prime Minister Varishta Bima Yojana and all are parts of that scheme. And they also do farming, which does not make much money but keeps them busy, and they're happy. That is more important. They don't live with us because they want to enjoy living in the village, and I agree with them, and I also hope to go back to the village one day pretty soon. The rest basics, they have their house, car, etc. is in place and they are using it. My spouse works and earns about rupees 1 lakh per month as salary, and looks like she will work for a few more years, maybe another 10-12 years for sure. I have a 9-year-old daughter and a 3.5-year-old son, and here is my net worth. My net worth is my fixed income assets. It's approximately rupees 8 crores, which is in fixed deposits, liquid funds, ultra short bond funds, banking and PSU funds, etc. My real estate and REITs is about 6 crores, which is 2 residential apartments in NCR. Office spaces bought during the COVID times when prices were depressed, or prices still continue to be depressed. I have a showroom space which is commercial, and I have made all these investments from 2019. I have some farmland and REITs, and I shifted after selling one of my small houses. This is my real estate, and that was my fixed income, and now I'm not a person who is capable of managing real estate, of renting, leasing, managing and running around like a real estate manager whenever the tenant calls me. I don't wish to do this, but right now all this is already investments made in the last 2 years, and especially made during the bargain sale which was happening due to the headwind and due to COVID. Idea is to sell some of it whenever the markets are good and I can make money, and live in a rented place for the rest of my life in urban India. One day I hope to go back to my house. My equity portfolio is direct stocks, roughly 3.5 crores in value, which is about 20 stocks. My mutual funds are approximately rupees 50 lakhs, which has reduced in this rally because I encashed. And I have an SIP going in Parag Parikh Financial Advice, Parag Parikh, ICICI Value Discovery, DSP Natural Resources, and Nippon Small Cap. Right? Nippon Small Cap, for people who do not know, is the Reliance Small Cap. I have some investments in metals, about 75-80 lakhs in gold and gold ETFs, some bullion and some silver, with some of it which is lying at home. I started buying bullion when I encountered I'm buying gold to hedge my financial, in case of a financial crisis. Then there is no point in having only financial assets. So a lot of people in North India especially would like to keep gold and silver because they were very hurt, because the only thing they could carry from Pakistan is the gold and silver. They couldn't carry their land, they couldn't carry their cattle, they couldn't carry anything other than the gold and silver which they had kept at home. There is no point in having gold and silver kept in the locker if you are going to need it in such an emergency. I am not even saying there is an emergency coming, but I am just telling you that this is how people in North India behave, because they have been scarred by the partition riots, and some of them would be still alive, right? I wish to retire. I have another 4.5-5 crores in cash to be realized in 2021. All I need to do is raise a bill. I am waiting to see what I will do with the money. I am very clear that I wish to retire in the next 2-3 years from having to earn compulsorily. I may still continue with other passions, but I would like to visit and stay with my parents in my village. And perhaps start some philanthropic activity, and scaling the existing basket to 100 crores over the next 10 years, which means 4.5 times. I was trying to work with advisors which I felt at one point has a huge bias in terms of thinking and believing that only one asset class can deliver and not the others. I don't think, Ram, you should be worried about the bias that your advisor has, provided you can understand the bias. Take whatever is good from him, and when you think he's being biased, just talk him off it, right? That you can do, because you cannot find the perfect advisor. If you know what the problem your advisor has, have a counter to it rather than saying, I will give up this advisor. The next advisor could be worse. I tried working with advisors, etc. Having good markets sometimes is very easy, but it has got nothing to do with what the advisor has done. Probably they could be right, but my wisdom is I don't agree with myself in I don't want to find myself in a very tough space. Well, that's fine. My trade as an investor, I did not sell anything in 2020. Bought 2x of my pre-COVID portfolio during March, April, May, June and July. I refrained from buying expensive stocks. Difficult for me to buy momentum. More on Prashant Jain and Naren school of thought. I can't buy until there is a margin of safety. Bought SBI, ITC, NTPC, Coal India, SAIL, etc., etc. I bought HDFC Family, Asian Paints, Indigo, Nestle, Biocon, Newland, again during a pandemic. I am okay buying and waiting for a pretty long time, but the pain when I miss opportunity is much worse. So I was watching Tata Power but did not pick it up even at 50 rupees. Now it has gone much higher. Ram, as an investor, if you want to talk direct equity, I think this is the wrong forum, because I'm not going to counter whether you should have bought Indigo, whether you should have bought Asian Paints, whether you should have sold Nestle and Biocon. These are all shares which are there in my portfolio also. Somewhere in some quantity it will be lying there, and I mean things like Nestle and all would have been bought really as an original share. So it doesn't matter. Don't share what you have bought and what you have sold in a public forum. It doesn't really help. I'm okay buying and sitting over a longish period of time, and felt tracking. I missed out and left tracking since Tata Power was 50 rupees. We live in our own house. There is no leverage of any real estate. Total leverage is about 20 lakhs, which is a BMW car bought in 2000. Got a good discount. We live in our own house and there's no leverage of any real estate. My total leverage is 20 lakhs. Bought a BMW in 2020. Got a good discount and bought in company's account to claim depreciation and interest. Rest of the expenses per month is about 1.2 lakh per month on grocery, food, fees for children, medical, etc. Medical insurance I have for 50 lakhs and critical illness cover I have for 1 crore. Term plan not done. See, no use of money when I am dead. For basics of family are already in place. You do not know how your wife is going to react to it. You do not know how your parents are going to react to it. So whether your wife will want to live there. What happens if your wife wants to live in the city and you don't have anything in the city? She may want to buy a house. So I think it makes sense for people who are living with 3-4 people to take a term insurance for each beneficiary. Yes, for your parents you don't need anything because you've already given the money to them. But remember, if you were sending 25,000 per month or 50,000 rupees per month to your parents, then you need a term insurance with your parents as a nominee. You also need a term insurance with your wife as a nominee because the HDFC loan that you have taken will come and visit her, not visit your parents, especially if you are not there. So yes, insurance, you require a term insurance of maybe a couple of crores unless you have a physical problem and you are unable to get insurance. Then you can always take a big unit link plan. I would be humbled and obliged if you take up this case and advise how I should approach building these blocks. Well, building blocks, I think you should increase your contribution to the mutual fund SIP rather than direct equity. Direct equity, you will really be tested during bad times, not during good times. Right now, everybody feels that he is a guru and he knows, because when he buys whatever shares he buys, when he buys it goes up. So he thinks, wow, I have done something right. It could be just that there is too much of money and too many people chasing the same set of stocks. Anything is possible. Thank you.